Okay, good evening, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us on another global global expansion team Zoom. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the gig economy. Want to talk about and have you think about tapping into that economy, as it's a huge part of the economy. And those people that participate in the gig economy are the kinds of people that have the mentality that would translate to the Asea business very easily. So let's talk about the gig economy. What is the gig economy? The gig economy is also called the sharing economy or the access economy. It's an activity where people earn money providing on-demand work or services or goods that they provide. So just to give you an idea, in 2023, the projected gross volume of the gig economy is expected to reach 455 billion US dollars. So it's huge. The gig economy is commonly defined as digital platforms that allow freelancers to connect with potential clients for short-term jobs, contract work, or asset sharing. So let's just talk about, like, what is a gig worker? A gig worker is non-standard, or, gig work consists of income earning activities outside of a standard long-term employer-employee relationship. So we know what it is not, but what is gig work? What type of work does it include? And before diving into the numbers, it's important to consider the different approaches that define this workforce. So let's just think about people you know. And if you have a piece of paper and a pencil right there, you might want to write down names of people that you know that are participating in this economy, maybe as a rideshare giver. Do they drive for Uber or Lyft? Are they a food delivery driver, DoorDash? Are they a pet sitter, Trusted Pet or one of those operations? What about a freelancer? They could be a freelance writer or, lots of freelance jobs out there, or a personal shopper. What about a courier delivery person? I know the U.S. Postal Service is looking for people to do a courier position, especially this time of year. A mover. A lot of people hire movers as a temporary gig when they're available. A tasker. This would be somebody that takes care of things, mowing lawns or, raking leaves or, that kind of thing. A massage therapist. Massage therapy can be gig work, where the massage therapist might bring their table into somebody's home, the client's home, or they may have a room set up in their home where people come and get massages in their studio. A craft person. So maybe somebody has an account on Etsy or what have you, and they sell their handiwork. A virtual assistant. So helping people get organized that are busy, but maybe don't want to bring on a full-time secretary or something like that. They might hire a virtual assistant and give them piecework. A renter, like Airbnb or VRBO. Lots of people are renting out different parts of their home to supplement their income. A survey taker. Different companies will hire people to take surveys on a short-term basis. A photographer. So some people do wedding photographs or graduation photographs, or they do photography as a side gig. They can't make a living on it full-time, but they love it, so they do it part-time for additional money. A child caretaker. So somebody that that helps people out in that department on a as-due basis. A graphic designer. Or a cleaner, somebody that cleans offices, movie theaters, houses, that kind of thing. A consultant. Some people that have expertise in different areas can charge an hourly wage and take on consulting jobs. A cook. So we live in a ski resort, and some people come out here, and while they're here skiing, they want somebody to cook for them. And so it's a side gig. Somebody will come in and cook for the week that they're here in Aspen skiing. And, so it's not long-term work, it's short-term piecework. a data collector, independent contractor. That's the department that we fall in as Asea associates. A landscaper, an online tutor. I could also be like a piano teacher or somebody that teaches a certain department like that. A social media manager. Some people, didn't grow up with social media. They have no interest in learning it, but they know how powerful it can be. So they might just hire somebody to do their social media for them. A lot of movie stars and that kind of thing hire those people because they don't want to manage it themselves. A tour guide. I know one of our associates in Denver just got a tour guide position, and she does historical tours around the Denver area. And so when tourists are in town and they want to learn more about Denver, they go out with her and she'll teach them about the city. An online course creator. So you can teach online courses on piecework. An online personal trainer. Lots of this going on. And a lot of times when you're hiring somebody as a personal trainer, once you create a relationship with them, they may introduce you to Asea. So that's a really great match. A yoga instructor, same kind of thinking. These people are health oriented. They want to learn about new things, and maybe they'd like to know about Asea as well. A content evaluator. So somebody that's, looking at what you're doing and seeing if it's effective. A customer service representative. So this can be done on piecework. So that gives you an idea. That's 30 different examples of what people are doing for extra income. So what percentage of Americans are in the gig economy? So let's see, the gig economy, at least 59 million American adults participated in the gig economy over 2020. Roughly 36% of the US workforce. So it's huge. And which country has the biggest gig economy? The United States of America. But there's other countries that are growing pretty quickly. For example, it says 88% of the global gig economy comes from Uber or asset sharing platforms like Airbnb. The United States has the highest global market for gig workers, but India, Indonesia, Australia, and Brazil are rapidly growing markets. And remember, the next market that Asea is going to open, hopefully within this next, the first quarter of 2024, will be Indonesia. So what's the average age of these gig workers? So 50% of the gig workers say that they work hard for their income, and they feel like they work harder than those that have traditional jobs. But there's pros and cons with both. Gig employees are more likely to be young, with 38% of them being somewhere between 18 years of age and 34 years of age. 25% of the adults aged 35 to 54 are gig workers, and 11% of those that participate in the gig economy are 55 years old and above. So, when people are figuring out how to thrive in this gig economy, there's 4 things, according to Forbes magazine, that we really need to do. One is to keep stable routines. We're not going into an office. We don't have somebody looking over our shoulder. So if you keep stable routines, you tend to be more productive than if you're all over the place. Maintain close relationships, close friendships. So don't turn into a hermit and never leave your house and or talk to anybody else, because this is not going to help your gig thing. So set up a separate space to work. And this is good from a tax perspective as well, because if you have a separate area in your home that you're using as an office, you can write that part of your home off on your taxes if you're a 1099 employee. So remember your ultimate purpose. Why are you doing this gig, this gig in the first place? So we talk about that a lot in Asea. What's your why? What's your dream? What's your vision? What kind of lifestyle are you, looking to create? So all of those things will help you maximize the benefits and minimize the potential costs for your gig economy thing. So let's just compare traditional gig economy opportunities and Asea. So the difference between Asea associates and providing one of these services like an Uber driver or an Airbnb person is that all of the things that I mentioned earlier, all of those gigs take time. And a lot of people that have a job and they're doing a side gig to make extra money, all of those services take extra time. And a lot of times people don't have extra time. They have families, they have, they don't have a whole lot of time. They're working hard on their main source of income. So if a side gig takes extra time, they're not going to have a life. So the great thing about Asea is it can be built alongside what you're already doing. So, and when you find other people who would like to earn additional income by working with you, then you not only get paid on the volume that you bring to the network, but you also get paid on the volume that they bring to the network. So this ripple effect is unlimited. So it's a growing asset. It can be a growing asset if you work it right, as opposed to a stagnant asset. So the money you earn is unlimited. And the more volume your network brings in, the more money you earn. And the more they earn, the people that join you in this endeavor. So it's a way of leveraging time, the time that you do have. So you can do this while you're doing whatever else you're doing to earn your stable income. So the gig economy pays immediately and Asea pays weekly. So we pay practically immediately. The other big difference is that in Asea, we sell a consumable product. So when someone likes the product, they're not just going to purchase it once, but over and over and over and over again. And every time they purchase the product, you get a percentage. So this can be a steady income. It can create a steady income stream as opposed to a trading time for money kind of income stream. So unlike other gig opportunities, one's Asea income can grow over time and could potentially turn into full-time work. So many of us started with nothing and built a network and now have a full-time income with very part-time hours. So there's very low startup cost to start an Asea business. It's $40 and an investment in personal products. The training to learn how to do this kind of business is free, and you're part of a team who supports you and works with you. So you're in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. So the Asea gig doesn't end. It's an ongoing opportunity. And so it's unlike, contract work or whatever, the Asea contract doesn't end. You can work from home, you can work from your car, you can work from anywhere. It's more than a home-based business. It's actually a phone-based business. So wherever you bring your phone, you can actually conduct your business from your phone. There's no boss, there's no employees, there's no commute, there's no required hours, there's no limit on vacation time, and there's no limit on earnings. And the other thing is that if you are practicing productive behavior, you can actually earn vacations that Asea will pay for, like the Ascent trip or the Diamond trip. So it's very different than, Uber's not going to offer you a trip. So the educational tools are already in place for one to leverage. The systems are in place to plug into. Your team has a vested interest in your success. So the better you do, the better they do. They get a percentage of your success. So they have, they want to help you because, they want to help you. If you send information from the app, the purchases that are created from that information are linked back to your website. So the new app has got incredible power. And when you pay the $40 to become an Asea associate, you're now open for business in 33 countries. So you now instantly have a global business that you can build. So that's unlike Uber, where it's really dependent on the place that you are at that time. people in the countries, there, those 33 countries, from your website or from the app are communicated in their language, and they are paid out in their currency. And that's all handled by Asea Corporate. And the products that we promote help the sickest of the sick to the fittest of the fit, and everyone in between, and their pets. So it's an unlimited marketplace. So I just wanted to bring this up tonight to kind of get your mind thinking about how we can tap into this economy. These people have looked for an additional stream of income, and they may, if you ask, are you open to other additional streams of income, or are you, set on what you're doing? So I know that we talk to Uber drivers a lot because, Uber drivers, I'm not sure how the gas works. I'm pretty sure they have to buy their own gas. They have to buy their own car. They plug into the Uber app, and they have, they get sent people who want rides, and they have to keep their driving record up and that kind of thing. But it's an hourly wage because you're only going to get paid for the rides that you give. And then you turn off the app and you let Uber know that you're not available. Same with Airbnb, your place is booked. And when it's not booked, you keep it open, and then people, book your space. So Asea is a very different business, and it has so many benefits that typical gig economy does not offer. So, what we do is we're in a relationship business. And so our job is to really create relationships, because people do business with people that they know, that they like, and that they trust. And so there's so many scams out there. People have to understand that this is a real business, and it can be a very, very lucrative business, and you get paid not just in money, but in really self-satisfaction that you're making a difference. That, the people that you help, there's a bond that's created between you and them that's unbelievable once people start having product experiences. So Amanda says a great tool to share with giggers after the initial introduction is the discoverredox.com, and then click on opportunity to learn about the 1,000 Dare program. Yeah, there's lots of tools that are at your disposal, and there's lots of lots of things that are on the app that you can send people. You can send them websites, what have you. It's important to follow up with these people because they're going to have questions. But there's a whole community that's absolutely priceless, that's already been built in 33 countries around the world with Asea. And when you pay your $40 and you get your website, you're tapping in to that network of hundreds of thousands of people all over the world. So it's a like-minded mission. So we're all on the same mission, heading in a similar direction with similar intentions. And some of us, really want to just offset the cost of our product. Some of us want to create a, small income stream. Others really want to replace our full-time income stream. And other people really want to wave the flag and promote Virtus's vision, and know that there's an untapped opportunity here that we all have the ability to tap into. And so most people, when they join this network marketing industry and they're learning it, there's 3 stages to the network marketing industry. There's stage 1, where you work really hard and you hardly make any money. And there's stage 2, where you're still working hard and you're making okay money. And then there's stage 3, where you're hardly working and you're making a tremendous amount of money. And of course, everybody wants to get to stage 3, but you have to get through stage 1 and stage 2 before you get to stage 3. And most people quit in stage 1 and stage 2. And why do they quit? Because they lose their steam, they stop believing, they give up, they quit, the company goes out of business. There's lots of things that can happen in stage 1 and stage 2. But if you're willing to teach people the opportunity that this project that we're on together, how it works, you can create a really incredible team of people like we have, and work with them every single day, and once it's not that hard. You don't have to be in contact with all these people all day long, because the tools are there to help educate people, to, help people place their orders. There's an incredible network that's in place that you tap into when you pay your $40, which is unbelievable. So most people don't understand that there's a business that could be this powerful, when franchises are hundreds of thousands of dollars. So a franchise creates a brand, and basically you're tapping into the brand when you buy the franchise. But then you've got franchise fees, and you've got to pay a percentage out to the people that did the work prior to you joining the brand. So Asea's brand is getting stronger and stronger every day. However, people are going to join you in business, and the brand that we're promoting is the Asea brand. And so now that we have 4 divisions in Asea that we can promote, not only do we have cell signaling, but we have our nutraceutical or whole food nutrition division, we have our skincare division, and then we have our cell performance division. So, and those product lines are getting stronger and stronger every single day. I mean, we've got a whole crew, a whole army of people back at corporate who are working for us. And I mean, it's a true partnership. So we work with them and, really appreciate everything that they do for us, because they're the ones that give us our payroll on a weekly basis. And they're the ones that are doing all the research and development and that kind of thing. So, and they understand that without us in the field, we're the feet on the ground. We're the ones that educate people about this technology, about how to take it, when to take it, all those things. And without our interface, people don't take the product correctly. They go off the product. They don't understand why they're detoxing, all those kind of things. That's why this product would die on the shelves of Costco, because people don't have an appreciation for redox signaling molecules. So what we get paid to do is educate people. We sift and sort, looking for people who are looking for what we have, and then we help them be as successful as they want to be, whether they want to just make, a couple $100,000, $500,000 a month, or whether they want to make, that a week, or, a day, or an hour. It's all possible. So those are some thoughts around the gig economy. I'm wondering if there's any questions or anything else that you guys want to bring up before we wrap it up. I know it's a very busy time of year. I know people are going every which way but loose. So I appreciate you guys being on the Zoom tonight. And I think this is a really good niche for us to focus on when we're looking for, business builders and consumers. But the mindset of people that work in the gig economy naturally fits into an independent contractor of Asea. They're not expecting benefits. They're not expecting, people need guidance in this Asea business, just like they do in any other, gig. But the independence that people get from Asea is what people are craving. So they're not going to join Asea looking for, somebody to act like their boss, or somebody, so where they're feeling like an employee. So you have to really respect the dignity that comes with being an independent contractor, that flexibility and unlimited possibility. And I'll tell you what, you've got to recruit people with batteries included. I mean, these people have to be self-motivated, because you're not going to be at their kitchen table encouraging them to go talk to people. They've got to want to go and talk to people on their own. So, yeah, great ideas to open our minds. Absolutely. I know you've got a question. Somebody had a question, but if you can type it in the chat, that would be a great way to ask that question. Otherwise, I really encourage you guys to do some research around this gig economy and ask people around you if they know anybody who works in the gig economy. And if they do, what kind of work do they do? And are they happy doing what they do? Are they are they exhausted doing what they are doing to make extra money? And are they open to another way that might be a little bit easier than what they're currently doing? And it doesn't mean just because they are doing DoorDash or Uber or Airbnb that they can't do Asea in addition to those gigs. So, we've always taught everybody that it's important to have additional streams of income, multiple streams of income, because if one stream of income, dries up, you've got income coming in from other places. So that's a really wise and very strategic thing to do. Barbara says that my customers are captive audiences when I lift. So Barbara's a Lyft driver. And so when she picks people up, she starts a conversation and one thing leads to another. And maybe before, if it makes sense, before she drops them off at their location, they know a little bit more about Asea. So, I mean, we're oftentimes having conversations with our Uber drivers, our Lyft drivers, and asking them, is this your full-time gig or is this a side gig for you? Are you doing this because you want additional income? Are you doing this just because you're bored at home? Or, are you doing this to get away from your spouse? Just understanding, what people's motivation is for doing what they're doing. So if you ask people if they're open to learning about additional income streams, I bet you're going to find out that most people are, especially now when milk prices are going up and property taxes are going up and the cost of living is going up. People are looking to supplement their income, and oftentimes they're tapped out in the time department. But if they could weave a source of income in to what they're already doing and create an additional income stream in the time that they're already working, I bet that would be incredible, of incredible interest to people who are looking. So anyway, listen, have an incredible holiday, you guys. We're not going to do a global expansion Zoom next Monday, obviously, because it's Christmas. So if you celebrate Christmas, have a Merry, Merry Christmas. If you're celebrating Hanukkah, Happy, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Zwanza, happy whatever you celebrate. Have a very, very special time with your family. I hope if you're at a ski resort that it snows. And we'll see you in a couple weeks. And I hope you're planning to have an absolutely incredible 2024. We certainly are. Bo and I are certainly planning just an absolutely wonderful 2024. And we'd love for you to come along with us. All right. Good night, everybody.